Hi, I'm Danny Knightmare.
And I'm Gory Movie.
Let us know if you can hear us okay. So, we just saw Christmas, Bloody Christmas. And, it's the usual Santa with an axe murdering people, and sure, we've seen it before, but not with green glowing eyes, Robo Santa from the mall. So, if you like animatronics that kill, and you like Santas that kill, this movie combines two.
My hair's trying to kill me.
Oh, well, that's neither of those things. Thanks, Tatum, for the super chat. You're awesome. This movie is currently on Shudder, right?
It is indeed. It's a Shudder original.
Yeah.
By the way, Shudder, guys, it's $4 a month. And if you ask me, it is the best streaming service out there. They put a lot of time and effort into curating that. They may not have as an expansive a library as Netflix, but their shows don't just get canceled overnight. They put a lot of time into curating, getting you the best horror movies. They bring on a lot of celebrity curators like Barbara Crampton. And then they go out of their way to make sure that, we get foreign movies, independent movies, big movies. So cannot say enough good things about Shudder. Also the home of The Last Drive-In.
Oh, yeah. Which, make sure you check out their Christmas special coming out this Friday. Cool time greetings. Joe Bob Briggs.
And Evil Witch is here. That's cool. I haven't seen Evil Witch in a long time.
How you doing, Evil Witch? So yeah.
Tatum had a question for you.
What's my favorite horror movie?
I know.
Evil Dead 2.
I got it right.
That's just my favorite movie in general, so.
Yeah.
Not just favorite horror movie. But I love Evil Dead 2.
He does indeed.
Love Evil
Christian
Dead.
Orr, what's happening?
How you doing, man?
What is going on with my hair today?
I don't know. It's getting very naughty.
It's getting stuck in my headband, and I'm like, ow, 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 ow. Okay.
You alright?
Yeah, just ouch.
Oh, okay.
I had to change my shirt, and I messed up my headband.
Oh. That sucks.
So, what's happening, hot stuff?
Yeah, so, anyways. I don't know.
It's your show!
Yeah, I know. I wasn't prepared.
So what's it about, babe?
Well, like I said, it's about an animatronic Santa that's being recalled. And when he sees a couple of people boning in the mall, he comes to life, picks up a fire axe, and chops them in half.
I will say what's interesting about this movie is that you see the poster, you hear Terminator Santa, and I think instantly you think this is going to be a camp fest,
Mm-hmm.
And it's really not. The movie takes itself pretty seriously.
Very. What?
I don't know. You're on your phone, so
Oh,
thought I'd let
I
you.
didn't know that. Now they do. All right. Yeah, I don't know. It takes a lot of scenes straight from Terminator. And remember, I think her name was Riley.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So I can help you with that. You got it, babes. I'm the Donatella here, so I'm just gonna pull up some stuff here. But yeah. Well, I type in bloody and it's the first one. That's pretty impressive.
That is.
It's probably because I actually recently looked at it. So it's written
Star-
and directed by Joe Bigos, who he did VFW, which was really
That came out
good. He
2019.
did Bliss, that a lot of people liked. I haven't seen yet.
Mhm.
One thing I will say about him, this is a really mean thing to say, but I can't think of another way to phrase it. To me, he is discount Rob Zombie. You've got all the swearing, he's crass. There's a lot of sex in his movies. They have kind of a gritty exploitation grindhouse quality to them. And every man in his movie has brown hair that's long, usually some kind of facial hair. It's like he said, casting call. Bunch of dudes that look like me, or roadies if you don't know what I look like.
Roadie knows what the roadie knows.
But some fun additions here. It had Jonah Ray. It had the guy who recently played Herman Munster, who is the caveman guy from Rob Zombie films.
Yeah, very famous for using him. And a lot of people in this movie looked like him, even the ones that weren't him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people in this movie, a lot of the guys in this movie looked the same. What I will say, I think Riley Dandy,
she played Tori.
what I really liked about her is she was a very unconventional final girl. So I'm on Letterboxd. You can find me there on Gory Movie. And I like to see, after I've posted my review, I like to see what other people are saying. One of the common complaints I saw is people said they were unlikable characters. I really find that's just a complaint I really hate. Are they interesting? I think is a better question. If you don't think the characters are interesting, whether they're likable or not, that's a good complaint. But you're not intended to, it's not a dating reel. They're not trying to get you to like be best friends with these people. They're trying to get you interested in the story. And I do think these characters were interesting. I like that she runs her own business.
It's an awesome business.
She's badass. But being somebody who grew up on a military base with brothers, with a lot of male friends, you do kind of feel like you have to keep, asserting that you can do everything that they can do, because you do get underestimated a lot, especially, when, you're smaller than a lot of your, brothers or male. My brothers are both over 6 feet. So yeah, I'm the smaller one, even though I'm not short. I just seem short compared to them. So I understood why she's constantly like really aggressive, because she's had to be taken seriously as a business owner, as as somebody who loves music and stuff. I also like that she's so unapologetic. She's like, yeah, I like Blair Witch 2 better. Yeah, Pet Sematary 2 is better. Didn't agree with all of her opinions, but I like how passionately she presented them.
Yeah, her store is like this cool like record shop. Has all VHSs and records, and kind of similar to what I work where I work, but a little more punk rock, a little more underground. I like that. Of course, one of her employees has like a puppy dog crush on her. He finds out that she's probably trying to go out and get laid by a little local musician like Larry Eyeliner or whatever. The guy manages to talk her out of it and just spend Christmas with him. They're going to drink some whiskey and go visit their friends at the mall and just go on a drinking binge tour around town.
I like also that she is unapologetic about wanting to get laid on Christmas. Like, good for you. You know, there is no shame in knowing what you want. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
So they close up their shop and they head over to the mall, which their friends are working there. We are a couple. And they give them their present, half a bottle of whiskey, since they downed half of it on the way to giving it to her. And then they part from them, but that's when Santa wakes up and he kills her friends. And then later starts killing other people in town and ends up near her again and like chases her around. But yeah, the first kill is like just straight down the middle with a guy humping his girlfriend and he just gets cut in half, and it looks really good.
That's something I will say. This is low budget, and they definitely put their money into the things that were important. They filmed it on film, which is costly. It's costly to film an actual film, 60 millimeter. It's costly to edit, but it looks gorgeous. You just can't get that grainy, gritty, vintage look unless it's on film. So I really appreciate that. I also
Wow.
appreciate the work and the effort that went into the practical effects.
I have enough beer in me. I'll fix that.
Okay. So hopefully that is better. All right, hopefully that's better. I just had a lot of stuff open. You want this back?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, her employee that's got a big crush on her, is played by Sam Delik, and the only thing I know him from is that movie that came out a couple years called The Marshes. It was a really weird movie.
That was one of the, wasn't it like 8 scary films to die for type of thing?
Maybe it was in 2018. It was called The Marshes, and they go out there.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah. Apparently, he's in something called Spiderhead right now with Thor.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I thought he was a likable character. I mean, kind of, anyways.
I liked him just because, being someone who was a goth kid in high school, these are characters who are, I guess I don't know what the modern terminology is. I'm from the 90s, but as you would say back in the day, they're putting up a lot of showing I'm badass, I can hang with you. You know, if you watch movies like High Fidelity and stuff where they do it in a different way with giving you all this movie knowledge or music knowledge and stuff. These characters aren't doing that so much, but they are being, they're swearing a lot. They're being very aggressive, just basically saying, I can hold my own with you. And she obviously feels like she has to do that, and he's intimidated by her.
Yeah.
So you can see him kind of pushing into that too, just to show that, hey, I can hold my own here.
She's like, I will outdrink you, and I will be right about music and everything like that. She's pretty intense, but that's why she's the boss and he's the lackey.
I know people like that. I like people like that. But it is something, especially, being a woman, like I understood where this character was coming from. Like she was saying, like, you're my employee. Like she's basically pointing out, like, that's kind of fucked, dude. Like you wouldn't have it the other way around, but people think, when the roles are reversed, that some things like that are okay with your boss being a woman, and it's really not.
Man, as long as it's consensual on both sides, I don't judge. But
let me know if the stream is a little bit better now. I don't know. I think we're having internet troubles today.
It might be.
There is a lot of storms. Anyway, Danny.
Yeah, so I don't really want to go into spoilers. Like I said, it's pretty easy to watch this movie right now. You can just go check it out. It just came out just a little bit ago on Shudder.
And the star and the director were on the Yorkie-a-thon, weren't they?
Yeah, that's kind of how I heard about it. They showed the trailer at the Yorkie-thon. Adam Green and Joe Lynch do a Yorkie-thon to save the puppies every year. They always have great guests, lots of horror.
I hate to interrupt your streams, but hey, Low Carb Monster, good to see you too. Low Carb Monster, come visit me on my channel. Some of you guys I remember you guys. Like, I have a spin-off channel now. I'd love to see you in some of our streams. But Fairpoint Station said, have you seen Hellbender? That is in my top 5 of the year. As a witch movie, as like a creature feature, as like that movie, for the budget it's on, it's creative. It's so interesting. It's so interesting. It's so good. It's so good on a rewatch. I love Hellbender. One of the better witch movies I've seen in a long time. Just really showing, hey, this is an untapped area of horror. We don't have as many witch movies as, say, vampire movies. Like, do something more with it. And they absolutely, went above and beyond. That's made by the Addams Family, right? Yeah, I love the Addams Family. They showed it on Last Drive-In with Joe Bob. But they're just a family that make a lot of horror movies. Low budget, but they're looking better and better, and Hellbender is probably their best one they've done so far. Yeah, I think it's still on the Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs, so go check it out on Shudder. And just thematically, everything it explored about how, like, you work so hard to protect your children, but there is this fear of you, like, Mom and Dad, that movie tackled it a lot about you basically being like the old iPhone and then they taking over, you know, eventually they're the ones who determine where you live and if you get put in a home and stuff, like they get all the power.
Yeah.
And that's a little scary.
They were in charge of bringing you in, but you're in charge sending them out. Sometimes there's revenge there. Sometimes there's cruelty for no reason. Who knows? Life is
Especially
cruel.
if you have powerful children, that can be really scary too.
Yeah, could be.
So we got off topic. Christmas Bloody Christmas. I do think, for me, this was a 3-star movie. I know we don't usually do stars here, but for me, like it's decent. I just was a little sad that I was like, you have such an original concept here.
Mhm.
Terminator meets Santa Claus. Nobody has done this yet. I really wanted them to go crazy with it, and they really didn't. The movie also, despite being short, feels really long. Like it takes a long time before you get Santa Claus.
Well, before he kills really anybody other than that one
couple in the beginning.
mall.
There's a lot of dialogue, and I think for some people that's a little off-putting.
If you're into like Clerks but want more violence, it'll probably like satisfy you because it is very dialogue heavy, like the movie Clerks. And I wouldn't say it's just as memorable lines, but that is kind of how they talk. Just a little more of a foul, a little more Rob Zombie's version of Clerks.
But like Fairpoint said, the music was really good. I really was enjoying it. I was enjoying getting to know these characters. These characters made sense to me.
Mhm.
But if you just want to get to the Santa killing people, it's gonna wear thin for you. Didn't mind that so much. I just feel like, especially towards the end there, they had a scene that was directly in the climax from Terminator, and I'm just like, you guys don't need to do that. You guys can do better. Like, I love that scene from Terminator, but make your own movie. What does a Santa Terminator do? Make it your own. Like, he could have had presents with bombs in them or something. Like, he could have just done some crazy stuff. And I just feel like the amount of creativity in bringing this villain to life was pretty limited. And I don't think a budget necessarily limited it. I think it was just,
And yeah,
they didn't take a lot of risks with it.
I feel like they should have given more personality. I know he's a robot, but he never even says a word. Like, he should have just, even if it was just ho ho ho.
He's supposed to have a whole bunch of phrases they say in his like.
They should show a commercial where he says 90 phrases or whatever. It's like, he didn't say a damn thing. Even if it was punish or naughty and like an Arnold style voice, that'd have been great. Something.
And that's what's important. I think it's key to remember, even with characters that are cybernetic like this. What do people remember about Chopping Mall? It's the "Have a nice day." The one thing the bots say. You have to give them a little something. You have to. I'll be right back. Those are the parts you remember about that movie. And, there's a reason why I think the Annabelle movies, people like them because of the Warrens. Annabelle doesn't really do anything. The doll's creepy, but she's no Chucky. She's not going to have the level of, like, influence that Chucky does. I do think Megan, already, I'm like,
I haven't seen it yet, but it looks like she's got a lot of
you
personality.
have my attention, because people want that. They want characters with personality. That's why Freddy got big and stuff, And so it was a missed opportunity here to not even give him a catchphrase.
Yeah.
Something to say.
Something to say, naughty, nice, punish, something. I don't know. He should have said something. I feel like Johnny Five from Short Circuit has a lot of personality.
Yes.
Even the evil killer Santa in Futurama has a personality. I think they could have given this robot a personality. It would have been funny to have like this monotone like robot voice, but just say something. Say something that's just kind of funny and ironic as you're murdering people. It would have been great.
Guys, is the stream running slow or something? I hope not, but let me know if it is, and I'll do my best to try and fix it. I don't lost my train of thought. But yeah, I wish he just had a little bit more, because I feel like it's such a unique idea. I wish he was a more unique, more memorable villain.
Yeah. I agree.
Like I said, the Killbots, I remember them very distinctly. Unfortunately, as much fun as I had with this, it's not going to be as memorable as it should be.
No. It's got some great kills for a slasher, but not some creative kills a sci-fi robot should have. Like, there should have been a little better up there. Mostly just kills people with an axe and a gun and stuff, and they're really good looking. Like, it's some cool. He blows people's heads clean off sometimes, and it looks great. But that could have been any killer Santa.
Yeah.
Like I said, it should have done something a little more creative for its robot.
I think that's kind of the thing, and and we're not saying that every independent movie needs to think franchise, but that's what makes a franchise, is people love that character,
Yeah.
Child's Play didn't become a franchise because people loved Andy. It's because they love Chucky, even though he doesn't even talk till halfway through the movie.
Yeah,
The first
he still
one
has a catchphrase, so he still
Yeah.
says things.
That's the kind of thing that gets people excited. Is a really interesting villain, especially with these kind of movies. And I just, like I said, I had a good time with this. This is absolutely something to stream. This is something I think is really good to stream with friends over when you guys are hanging out. You don't need to 100% pay attention to it. If you zone out or you're talking to someone for 5 minutes, you're going to catch back on with the plot. Not a whole lot happens there. It's a good party movie. I'm a little sad that it didn't reach that level of like Christmas classic. I don't think I will watch this again.
I think it should be seen at least once, especially this year. It just came out. I think you should definitely see it, check it out. I just feel like if they would have just went a little bit farther, they would have been like an Own It or something. Like they were really close to that. But unfortunately, they turned in a good solid like paper, but not gonna get any extra points.
Hey, it's my buddy Patrick. You're gonna be on his show here pretty soon, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's cool.
27th, I believe.
Yeah. I love Patrick. Have Cheetah will view.
That should be fun.
I need to make an old dude vampire shirt. Just like get one for Patrick. But yeah.
Give him
Patrick's good friends.
Just a little cartoon old dude, like a really old looking vampire with some fairy wings.
So yeah, I mean this movie it completed the assignment.
It ticked enough of the boxes, but I wish it would have went further with it.
It's decent. It's just, it makes me sad just because, like, the concept alone, it's like you've just created your own playground and you're still borrowing other people's toys.
Yeah, and if there was a sequel, it'd be great because there's more Santas out there. That's the thing. I wanted the ending to have some sort of like newsreel letting you know like more Santas were killing people all around the world and not just their little town.
Well, and even then you could have more than one Santa because it's not the only one.
Exactly. So, I don't know. It's good, but it could have been great. But I still say see it.
But I mean, yeah. So like, it's a decent movie. I have no flaws in how it's made. The acting is good. The music is good. The lighting is good. Everything is good. I just feel like with this premise, it could have been great. I wanted this to be something that I'd have to own and add to my collection. And if I don't see it again, that's fine. I'm also of the opinion if I go to someone's house and it's on, I'm like, oh yeah, this movie. I like it. It's cool. I'm sad that it's just fine.
But maybe they'll take another crack at it. So who knows?
December 27th. That's when you're going to be on Have Cheetah Will View.
So everybody go sub Have Cheetah Will View and be there and be ready to
and
watch
then Sunday nights, Have Cheetah Will View actually streams with Alucard before mine. So you can make it a fun double feature. I know we're going to actually expand on that in January with a double feature of both Strangers movies. So
cool.
Yeah.
I'm ready to watch that.
I enjoy sharing Sunday nights with such awesome horror fans.
But I do love this movie in the sense that I know that the people who made it, they're huge horror fans. They loved what they did. They had a lot of fun getting chopped up, getting splatted, getting killed.
I will say that 100%. I feel like everybody who was in this movie, I feel like Jeff Bezos, I feel like everybody here was down to make a good horror movie. Like nobody phoned this in. It does feel like, there's a lot of passion and love for the genre here.
I definitely want to see Joe Bezos make more movies. Like, I feel like he's getting a little better each time. And, so just keep at it. Like, hopefully the next one I'll be, like, amazed. I'm still impressed. I'm still very impressed.
Maybe that's the thing, because he does remind me of Rob Zombie in a lot of ways, but Rob Zombie would have gone crazy with this. Maybe too crazy with this. He's a little more of a restrained Rob Zombie. I think he could have gone a little crazier. Yeah. Hey, Miss Carter's here. I don't know if you know Miss Carter, but I know Miss Carter because we are both big fans of the Night Watch Zone. So we hang out a lot in his chat.
Well, thanks for checking us out, Miss Carter.
She has fantastic taste in films.
She already has a fantastic taste of streamers, so I welcome her.
That reminds me, I was just on a big stream with I call my horror brother Knight. We were over on Master Chaos talking about some Giallo movies, so that was fun.
Yeah. Thanks, Cheetah. Gory got me this sweater.
Oh yeah, show it off. It's got
Silent
stuff
Night,
all
Deadly
over
Night,
it.
Punish. So, yeah, it's Billy.
You look very handsome in it, honey.
Yeah.
And the back's the Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Now that is your go-to if you just straight up want a Santa that kills people with an axe. But if you want a Robo Santa that kills people with axe, Christmas, Bloody Christmas is your present to unopen.
But I feel like, again, like with Billy, like you remember the punish.
Oh yeah, he
and
has the catchphrase, and even though he's very much like catatonic in his sense, he still has a personality. Even it's just punish.
But also, Billy, like how you can tell, like if he just had a better childhood, that kid he could have had a chance. He was a nice kid who really got done dirty by life. Yeah. And just the ridiculousn's of his brother Ricky in part 2. Yeah. And I just, this Santa, I don't even know what to call him. I wish, I'm just a little sad. I feel like a lot of times because I was a teacher for so long, I think about movies like I would, like if my student showed me something, and with this one, I would just be like, this is such a good idea, and you're so talented. Like, this could have been a new classic, but you did a fine job. You get a B.
Yeah, he's just credited as Santa. But Abraham Ben Ruby, which is a cool name. I think he did a great job with the slashing and all that stuff. I hope to see him, hack people up more. But I just wish they would either let him talk or got some robot voice to say something funny every time he killed something. That would have been great.
You know what though? A great sequel takes what's good about the original and takes it up to an 11. And you can change the tone of your sequel. Look at Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. There's a little bit of fun in the first one, but largely Evil Dead takes it straight. Yeah. Whereas Evil Dead 2 is full on camp. Bigos, give us a sequel to this one. Go a little crazier with it, Go balls to the wall.
Especially with Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and above, they really cranked Freddy up at that point. The first 2, he's pretty scary Freddy. But then he's really like, haha, I have funny things to say every time, Freddy, after part 3, so.
And Patrick, you can find this on Shudder. It's a Shudder exclusive. If you're not already subscribed to Shudder, it's like $4 a month. I think it's $4.99. Yeah, and
$5.
They have a free trial, so you can check it out. But I love it, and this is a great great week to get your free trial because there's Joe Bob Briggs.
This Friday,
and people live tweet with it. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wish one of the fun things about Michael Dougherty's Krampus is he's got the minion barrage, the gingerbread man, the Jack in the Box. Like they really thought, who's gonna hang out with this guy? With this guy, present bombs, you could have done something with coal, maybe, because it's a military grade cyborg. So yeah, I just feel like there's so much they could have done, grabbing someone and putting them in his sack and then going Jason against, the chimney with them.
Yeah. I think he should have came down a chimney at one point. But he likes to grab dead bodies and toss them, that's for sure. He throws a lot of people after he's killed them, just throws them through windows or into cars that are on fire. He will toss you around, and that's cool, but it would have been cooler if it was more Christmas themed.
That's the thing, because honestly, you could take Christmas out of this, and it doesn't change the movie.
He could just have been an animatronic, Chopping Mall.
He could just be a Freddy Fazbear. And with it being a Santa, I think Christmas should be essential to the character, and it really isn't. I think they should have programmed it to, find people who are naughty or nice or something. For some reason, it should be in its programming. So you know what the rules are. It will just kill anything in its path. And I would have liked it to have some Christmas-themed kills.
And as we mentioned earlier, his vision is kind of boring because they show his primitive view, and at first it's just normal. And then later there's these green lasers above his vision.
That just bugs the fuck out of you.
It does. Because that's not what's happening. That's like Michael getting shot in the eyes, but the blood coming out of the top of his head. It's like, no, you didn't shoot him in the eyes. You shot him somehow up the mask hole right above him in Halloween 2. Then this, it's like, his eyes glow green, so his vision should be green, but apparently his eyes are located below his animatronic eyes, and they're he's seeing out of his cheeks. So that does bug me. That's an editing thing, but oh well. I just wanted more Christmas themes.
Also, Terminator was clever in the way that it broke down the T-1000 or the T-800 down to its exoskeleton, and they basically just copied that. There's so many other ways I think that you could get one over on a machine. Not just fire but water. Water and electronics don't mix. Fucking up its signal, wherever it's getting its signal from. they could have been so much more creative with it. I mean, and I'm not, I know it sounds like I'm really being hard on this. I had such a good time with this. I don't want you guys to think I don't like it. It just makes me like so frustrated because this is such a great idea. And it's just like, why didn't you play in that sandbox a little bit more? Why didn't you have more fun with this?
It's like seeing someone do a really cool like routine, but just not quite stick the landing. And you're like, oh, like if it was just a bad routine from the beginning, you wouldn't really care. But since it was so good, and then it just didn't quite pull out all the tricks, you're like, oh, but so much more. You know?
Like, can you imagine Chucky if he only said the good guy phrases the whole movie?
Yeah, never said like, Andy, it's time to play hide
Yeah,
the
if you
soul.
never saw his actual personality. Like, that's what I feel like. I feel like we're missing out on something really cool here.
So kind of like the new Child's Play.
I wish it would have gone a little more like Child's Play with
like
it,
the
you
original
know?
Child's Play, not the new one.
You could still make him like a gnarly ass. I also love how like metalhead he looks with his beard. Like, it's the most metal Santa has ever looked.
He looks great.
I love the production design. That store looks like a real store.
Said most of the kills look amazing. Some of them I feel like they showed too much. Like they showed a different angle they didn't need to show. But that's it. It's a little nitpick. It's overall really good. I love practical, and I love that they had a lot of good gore in this.
So yeah, I mean, like, just so many things they could have done, like, you know, like the naughty or nice thing, like seeing how it applies to like he goes against like cops and stuff a lot of this. So like, you know, maybe a good cop gets spared.
He kills like a family, and like the kid's just like, "What did you bring me, Santa?" Like he doesn't know that he killed his parents, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna start opening these presents." And
Yeah, well, I actually thought that kid had it coming.
he did have it coming.
So do not mistake what I'm saying. I feel like this is like one of those just take my money concepts. So high concept. I am sad that for me it's only a 3-star. That for me it's just decent because I feel like this could have been, you know, like I think one of my favorites last year was PG Gorman, where great concept and then it followed through on that concept. It gave me what I wanted when I heard that concept. The idea of like some guar, you know, alien creature is your best friend.
The longer that movie goes, the more balls to the wall it goes with it. You know? So it's like, oh, great.
I would have liked this one to just push the boundaries a little bit more, you know, and instead of just playing it safe and just giving us Terminator.
Exactly. You know, red blood splat, see it, but it was so close. Just a few tweaks, and it could have got that gold skull to own it. So that's the thing.
I wish this was something that I'd be like, next year I need to watch this. But like I said, if I don't see it again, it's okay.
But I do think it's worth trying. So if you haven't seen it, check it out.
I think absolutely, whether you have Shudder or not, I cannot. Shudder, in my opinion, I rate it higher than Hulu. I rate it higher than Netflix. If you're a horror fan, that is the streaming service that I think you need to have.
And I hear that AMC is making a lot of bad budget cuts, so let's prove to them that Shudder is worth keeping. So, you know, subscribe. It'll help send you vote with your dollar.
Also, the only streaming service I know of that actually follows me and has responded to me on Twitter. They give a crap what we think. You know, I'm nobody special, and you know, I've had Shudder retweet me. I've had them comment to me. They care. You know, they really do. They would, you know, if you haven't done it, they'll do the same thing for you. They really do care. They pay attention to what we like and what we want to see. And I think that's just really something special that you don't see anywhere else. So 100%, if you haven't already signed up for Shudder, do the free trial. You know, do the free trial and see for yourself and watch this movie because I do think it's a lot of fun. Invite some buddies over, order a pizza, watch this movie. You're going to have a really good time. And hey, watch Joe Bob with us on Friday and everyone live tweets it. It's so much fun,
the people
guys.
on the show
so
do
much
it.
Fun.
The Shudder Network themselves do it. Like I said, it's fun. It's a great community. They all get involved.
So yeah, this for me is a stream it. You know?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't think I wouldn't tell anyone to own it, but I do think even if you don't already have Shudder, it is still worth the $5 it costs to sign up for Shudder.
Yeah, it's definitely worth seeing.
Definitely stream this. This is a see it. This is a stream it.
Exactly. Evil Witch. I like the Chucky show. Not every episode was amazing, but I overall really love that show.
Patrick, I don't know if I think they do. They show a lot of independent stuff. I know you're more well versed in that, so definitely check it out and let me know. But dude, if you're not on, I know because we're friends, you would love Shudder 100%. Check it out. They have like a 2-week trial, so check it out and then live tweet with me this Friday because it's really fun.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be on Twitter all day Friday. enjoying the Joe Bob. I can't wait to see what movies he plays. There's always two, so.
One's a Brit movie, one's a Canuck movie.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Canuck exploitation. I actually have a
It makes me think Black Christmas, but he's already done Black Christmas, so I don't know.
I
Santa Sleigh?
maybe.
What did they do Santa Sleigh?
Yeah.
Oh my
Goldberg,
goodness.
I hope so. Goldberg killing a bunch of Canadian actors.
Oh, Santa Sleigh is so much good. Fun.
Who's
I think it's so funny. A lot of people after Halloween, and I get a little post-Halloween blues, but a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to be a year until we all get to celebrate, horror movies. I love any horror holiday as a horror fan.
Nope.
Like, I
Hold my beer.
love rewatching Gremlins and Black Christmas, and then every year there's something new and fun to check out. Just every holiday. Horror is so wonderful because it exploits every holiday. It's not just Halloween.
Let us know. Speaking of new and fun, let us know if there's any other new horror, Santa or Christmas movies you'd like us to go over next week. There's Weredeer. Violent Night's fine. It's not necessarily a horror movie, but I'd gladly do it if you guys want to see us talk about that. And yes, Amityville Christmas Vacation. So I don't know. There's probably more that I'm not mentioning. I know those three exist.
And Miss Carter says she would totally buy Bloody Christmas if it was available to buy. So
yeah,
absolutely. I think that's awesome. It's one of those ones like if I went to someone's house and it was playing, I'd be like, all right, this movie's cool. For me, it's not what I'm gonna go out of my way. But I'm really glad that it's on Shudder and I can revisit it. It's definitely one. If I had people over and we were hanging out playing, horror, Alice Cooper's Horror Box or Cards Against Humanity, this is something I'd put on.
Plus, these live reviews are our first thoughts. I mean, sometimes my opinion changes the more I've seen the movie.
That's 100% true. And I will say, a lot of you haven't followed me on my channel very much. You know me through other people. I am the kind of person who tends to be harder up front. A little more critical, and then the more I watch something, the more I find to appreciate about it. So yeah, this could change for me. This could be something that ends up, being something that I appreciate more down the road. But I do still really like it. I do still think it's a solid film.
Good first impression. Not a perfect first impression, but a good one. And it might get better.
The cheetah is telling Patrick about Amityville Christmas Vacation because it's got cats in it.
Oh, wow. Like I said, let us know in the comments if there's any of those three or more. If there's another Christmas horror movie out there that I haven't mentioned.
I love that Miss Carter loves this. Like, Miss Carter's got the best taste. I love Miss Carter.
Yeah, because I want to do a couple more before December's over. So let me know. We'll be doing another review Tuesday and possibly Monday as well.
Yeah, I think you need to make this a weekly thing.
I'm trying to.
I'll be here.
All right, so let us know what you want us to do next week. And until then, cut.
You should ask them before you go what they want to see.
Well, then fine. Tell me. Just didn't want to sit here and wait for them to
You could do like a poll even.
They might not even have seen some of the ones I mentioned, so they might want to look into it. Yeah, I'm ready.
Sorry.
That's what cut means.
Scissor me, daddy.
Scissor me, daddy.
All right, bye guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.